Hey, welcome to Bonehead. We have a special guest star today. Who is it, Chad?
Me!
No! Are we missing somebody?
Yes.
Who are we missing?
I can't remember his name. Or
He used to drink this piss. This diet piss.
pour one for my dead homie.
If you pour that on my floor, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Welcome to Bonehead.
Welcome to Bonehead. Today we have...
Ow, my nose!
We have...
As the credits roll.
We have Jen Combs is up today. How you doing, Jen? Do you want me to call Jen or Jennifer? It's Jen on everything.
Yeah, I usually go by Jen or Jennifer, but...
No shit.
Me and I will punch you. So...
Why?
I don't like being called Jenny. There's only like 2 people on this planet that are allowed to call me that. So.
Hold on, you're not asking the most important questions here. You are not doing hard-hitting journalism.
Hard-hitting?
No,
Hard-hitting journalism. So, who are you and why are you here?
So,
And are you truly from the block?
I am.
Ritz or Toll House? What?
Yes.
Yes. She said yes.
All right, that's the end of the show.
All right. Well, it's good talking to you. James. Turns out James is the only thing that was keeping us together.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, our friend James is having a bit of a career change and may be not on this episode and a few episodes later on. So that's kind of what we're throwing jokes about. What's your kitty's name?
That's Bo.
Bo?
Bo from Doctor Who.
The face of Bo.
The face of Bo. Right.
Yep.
I'm a total Whatian.
Hoovian?
There you go. Wherevian. Whovian on first.
You totally need to be cultured, sir, so...
I get that a lot. The cool thing about the 3 of us... Oh, wait. I need to stop making James's dead joke.
Yeah, no.
That's all right. So, Jen, you were telling
He's
us...
someplace that we've heard is burning.
What? I don't know if you know this or not, but you're actually, other than Haley being on the show, who was our producer and director in the 4th Bonehead, she's our first female guest.
Right.
Did you know
Yay.
that?
I feel special.
You shouldn't.
So do I get a prize, like money or something for this?
This is your prize. Right here.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, damn.
That sucks,
That's what
man.
I signed up for.
Well, it is your first. It is. You are our first female guest. So.
Well, I'm honored.
We're honored to have you. Now.
Chips Ahoy, chewy or crunchy?
Do we?
Good answer.
Oh no, man! Crunchy. The soft Chips Ahoy suck.
No, they do not.
Yeah, they taste god awful.
No, the crunchy ones taste god
No,
awful.
they don't.
They have
You're
no
absolutely
flavor.
wrong.
Haley's giving us.
Haley, what do you think?
I don't care.
Anyway,
Cookies.
they're
You don't like cookies?
No, they're cookies. You
Haley doesn't like cookies. She's a communist. So let's talk about movies now. For our audience, how did we meet?
We met at the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention. or
Right.
whatever.
You are not based out of Lexington. Where are you based out of?
I am based out of the Metro Detroit area.
Oh, people still live there?
Surprisingly, yes.
Duck. Are you right around that 1 mile? Was it the 8th one?
The 8th one.
The 8th one. I actually grew up just south of 11 miles, so I'm pretty close.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, well, there you go. So you knew Skittles or M&M's or whoever that was.
Yeah.
Not personally.
Oh, okay. So how did you get into the movies? How did you get into pop culture? How did you get into television? How did you get into all things nerdy and all things geeky?
Well, growing up, my parents divorced when I was really young, so on the weekends I would go to my dad's house, and the one thing that we would do every Friday would be go to the local video rental store and rent movies. So I kind of just always grew up watching them.
I gotta stop you right there. What is this thing she speaks of?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm old.
A video? Video?
Ancient times.
A
of video-
video store, she says. What did this video store have?
It had movies.
Oh my god. And were they...
VHSs.
VHS? Do you live in a cave? You're not old, but...
Do you remember the name of your first video store? Because I do.
I don't, actually.
Box.
But I know, if you were here, I could totally take you to it and be like, it was right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Which one was your first one?
Box office video. I didn't come from a divorced home, but that was like that's how I got into pulp.
But oddly enough, it was broken.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's every Friday night, my dad would take me and my two brothers to Box Office Video, and we would pick out 3 movies, and that would be our weekend.
I just remember the movies that I rented the most was The Neverending Story and Spaceballs.
Yeah, those are 2 wonderful choices. Falcor. It looks like a big kitty.
Yeah.
But so I was trying to think of the video store I went to. It was actually owned by a guy, a very odd man, and I think it's Jerry. So it was like, we're going to Jerry's. There wasn't like a name for it. I'm sure there was, but it's like the video store. Oh well. So you would go there with your dad. So what did your dad like to watch? That sounded loaded, but it's not that, because you get some of your tastes from your family, right? I still have a place in my heart for westerns because I had to watch so many of them growing up.
Right. We mostly watched a lot of comedies together. I know, like, he rented like some movies for himself, which were like the rated R like action movies and stuff. Growing up, I really didn't watch a whole lot of rated R movies. So I'm kind of playing catch up. Like, just, I think a few days ago, I finally saw Highlander for the first time. So
What? I saw that on Facebook. How could you have never seen Highlander?
I have not.
The ghost of James is just sitting here in astonishment.
Yeah, somewhere he's crying.
I've seen it now, so.
Did you like it?
I did. And then everyone was all like, "Oh, don't watch the second one. It's horrible." And
No.
Don't go watch it.
Watch the second one.
Watch
I
both
did.
cuts.
I did. I watched it yesterday, and I absolutely loved it for just the crap-tastic thing that it was.
Oh, they spent $50 million on that movie in the mid-80s, and I think like $10 million of that went to Sean Connery.
Yeah.
It's some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he only shot for like a few days.
And Michael Ironside should have got the most of that.
Yeah, basically.
Damn, it's amazing. Like, once I heard he was in it, I'm like, all right, I'm sold. So
Are you a Michael Ironside fan?
I do like him.
I do too.
Oh.
Have you ever met him?
No.
Oh, really? So you grew up and your parents didn't love you and you were from a broken home and the only place you could get affection was from the TV talkie box.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much it?
Sure.
So you're like the rest of us. How did you continue with it? So you discovered Spaceballs and A Never-Ending Story. Where did it go from there?
Just kind of like all over the place. Like, I mean, I grew up obviously watching Disney, so like I've always just have a love for like animated movies and stuff. I mean, for the most part, it kind of just piqued my interest. I just watched it. So
okay.
And then, I mean, obviously when I got older, I started watching more of like the rated R movies and stuff. But I would say maybe like middle school is when I got into horror, and it was Scream that actually got it for me.
Oh, really?
It clicked. Like the first horror movie that I ever saw all the way through was Night of the Living Dead, and that was at a sleepover. But
which version?
It was
which version? The Romero one or the Savini one? The original or
one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was okay with it. I was just like, whatever. It's on. I'll just watch it. But it wasn't until I saw Scream that I don't know, just something in it just clicked the passion that I had for horror, and I haven't looked back since. So.
Well, that's cool. I actually, there are certain people of our age who hate Scream, but I actually, when we're talking about the first Scream, I still love it. I caught it on a few months ago, and I still enjoy the hell out of it.
I don't hate Scream. I like Scream.
It was so inventive at the time.
It was inventive, but I never really viewed it as I never really got scared by Scream. I never.
It's not. I don't know that it's not a.
It's a parody. It's basically Wes Craven's version of a parody of a horror film, right?
Kind of, sorta. I mean, there's a lot of humor in it. I mean it. Yeah, I guess it is a horror film because Drew Barrymore really gets gut, and I mean, there's a lot of gruesome deaths, but it's not. There's nothing scary in Scream, but it's very enjoyable.
It's just like self-aware of what it was.
Of course, yeah. It was. It started that Kevin Williamson wrote that script and started that craze. It's so funny that the original title was Scary Movie, and then they made a parody of a parody and called that Scary Movie.
Yeah. That's what, Wes Craven, the two movies that he did where he flipped the horror movie trope on its head are two of, in my opinion, two of his best movies, that being Scream and
Nightmare on Elm Street.
New Nightmare.
Oh, well, yeah, New Nightmare had a lot of that before.
He completely took, and that was before Scream.
That was before Scream, yeah.
So.
Well, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but I do see your posters back there. Can you raise it up and show us? So I see Halloween. And we've got 31, Suspiria. What's
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Fright Night, Evil Dead, and Nightmare on Elm Street. And Bruce.
And then the center one is a Bruce Campbell Film Festival that I attended a couple years ago in Chicago.
Okay. So you were in middle school, you got into horror, then you're in high school. Did it continue through, and I don't know the rest of your education, if you went to college, whatever you did it continue through there? Did you find other things? When did you find Doctor Who?
My friend introduced it to me, trying to think, I can't even remember exactly what year. It was the year that Matt Smith became the Doctor.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of friends who talked about it, and I just never actually got around to watching it. And one day I was over at my friend's house. He's like, "No, you need to watch this." So the first episode that I saw was Blink, and that's kind of like one of their horror kind of episodes.
Yeah. And
ever since then, I've been hooked.
Yeah. So did you go back and watch the original ones with, I can never remember his name, Destro?
Chris Eccleston.
Eccleston?
Eccleston.
He was the first Doctor to start.
No, I know.
Yeah.
When I meant original, I meant from.
I've seen every single episode going all the way back to William Hartnell.
Oh, really?
I actually own all of them, and then I have.
Have you even seen the when Fox tried to? I think it was Fox tried to basically restart it in like the late '90s, and Eric Roberts was the
I've never seen
the Doctor Who villain, the Master, Time Master. You've seen that one?
Yeah, Paul McGann was the Doctor.
Thank you. One. Yeah, from With Nail Now, right?
Yeah. I've seen that. I own it. So.
Sorry, I'm going really obscure.
That's okay. I didn't know Douglas Adams started out as a Doctor Who writer.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know any of that till recently.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Whovian, but I have enjoyed. Actually, I have a hard time getting into it. I love the character of Doctor Who, but I do not get into the show. I know, I'm a horrible human being.
But, hey, whatever. Surprisingly, though, my mom sits and watches it, and she's not like a sci-fi or like fantasy genre kind of person, but yet she sits and watches it, and I'm like, that's weird, but okay.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's the Doctor?
I don't know. I've never actually asked her about that.
What do you think? What do you feel about the new Doctor? I know I know it hasn't premiered yet. I know a lot of people have. Oddly enough, I know a lot of women with strong opinions about the Doctor not being female. Or I've talked to a couple. How do you feel?
I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. Chris Chibnall, who did Broadchurch, who's the writer for it, he's coming on replacing for Moffat. I liked what he did with Broadchurch. I like Jodie Whittaker. I'm really excited to see a fresh face and everything for the show and bring something new.
Yeah.
I admit I'm a little hesitant in the fact that the Doctor is now a woman, not just because that they're changing genders, I get that way with any doctor. When there's a new doctor, I get hesitant. There's a little bit of a concern with the gender, only because when they changed the master to Missy,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Missy. I see Missy as its own separate character. I never, like, seen her as
Haley's agreeing with
Haley's
you.
agreeing with
Yeah,
everything
Haley's
you're
over
saying.
here doing the same. She's going, yep, she's right,
So-
she's right.
I want to make sure, like, I still have that feeling, like, okay, this is the doctor, and, you know, I want to still have that feeling, but that's a little bit of a hesitant. But I'm very open to Jodie playing the doctor and, you know, going with whatever they decide to go with.
Yeah. What other things are you really geeky about? We've talked about horror. You talked about gaming a little bit beforehand. So do you game?
Yeah. I do game a little bit. I'm more of a retro gamer. I still have my NES, my Super Nintendo, my Sega.
Yeah.
Do you have Yo Noid? Because I've been dying to play Yo Noid.
Play what?
Yo Noid.
She doesn't know what Yo Noid is.
Oh, my
Nobody
God.
here knows what Yo
Really?
Noid is.
It's an NES game about the Domino's mascot from the late 80s, early 90s,
Oh,
the
The
Noid.
Noid. Yeah.
It's called Yo Noid.
That's what it was.
It was my favorite. That and Caveman games were my two favorite.
Caveman game.
Which you totally could not get. There was one of the Caveman games is a ripoff. It's basically the Olympics, but it's all done with cavemen, and the games are caveman
Yeah.
themed.
Yeah,
It
I've
totally.
seen
Huh?
gameplay of it, and it just seemed horrible.
It totally couldn't get you. Totally couldn't get away with it nowadays because not the javelin, but where they throw the ball. It's you're grabbing your wife by the hair and
Yeah.
spinning and throwing her.
What are some of your favorite games?
Secret of Monkey Island. I love the LucasArts film, the games, Grim Fandango, Maniac Mansion. So,
Haley is laughing behind.
And I don't know
What's
why.
the secret of Monkey Island?
She said What? Are you a fan of Secret of Monkey Island?
There's a long
I have a
story
Le Chuck
with it.
shirt on right now, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep, this is from Monkey Island. So,
Yeah.
it's my all-time favorite game.
That's awesome. Haley's excited about it. Well, I guess we should start talking. So the reason we really wanted you on the show, let's talk a little bit about your website, and then I want to get into, because we're trying to get a perspective on what it's like to, and this is going to sound weird coming from men, but a perspective on women and geek culture and what it's like going to cons as a woman. Because I feel that a lot of folks who don't go to cons, and James and I have talked about this, Chad's talked about this. James, our friend who's usually here, would talk about Star Trek cons, and that the misnomer is that it's all dudes. When in fact, especially at Trek cons, it's 60-70% women, at least 60% women. And I have coworkers and other folks who probably think that that's not true about whether it be Scarefest or Comic-Con or any of the other ones you go to, that there's no women there. But there's always a ton of women there who enjoy all this. So
Yeah.
let's first talk about your website and how you got into that, and then let's lead into that. So what's the name of your website, and what have you guys been doing?
Okay, so my website is levelzeromedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
What my husband and I do, we go to conventions as like small media press. We cover the conventions, record some of the panels, try to do interviews with some of the guests, the vendors, kind of get the overall feel of what the convention is, and we review them. So the pros, the cons, just the overall
Mm-hmm.
thing for the cons. When we're not going to conventions, we're reviewing movies, just doing like some articles about like pop culture. We're streaming on Mixer,
Mm-hmm.
just some popular video games and whatnot. And yeah, it's just kind of like an overall kind of like pop culture website. But our big focus when we started it was the conventions.
So how did you get started with it? I mean, what led you to start that? What led you to go to your website? Because people sometimes ask us, why are you doing, because we don't make any money doing this, why do you spend all this time doing all this for nothing, for no money? So what was the genesis of this?
It just seemed like it was fun, to be honest. I mean, it was just a passion of ours. I don't know really, but
Well, what was the first con you went to? What was the first convention?
my very first con, and this was before I met my husband, was MegaCon in Orlando.
Okay.
That was about 10 years ago. I kind of went to I didn't really have like a whole lot of friends when I lived in Tampa that were big in the conventions, and I just decided there was like a small anime convention called ShadowCon.
Mm-hmm.
There was a YouTuber that I wanted to meet and everything, and I just went. And I ended up just making a bunch of friends, and it kind of just sparked my interest with the conventions, and ever since then, it's grown to what it is now with the website and, being press, meeting, you guys,
Right.
other people who just have the passion, vendors. I mean, since then, I actually was pretty shy. Growing up, I just...
No.
I know, weird.
I'm just messing with you.
Actually, going to the conventions really helped me with my confidence.
That's great. That's a wonderful story. So, that was your first con. Who's your first celebrity you met?
Oh, man. I actually don't even remember. I think at that one, it was a couple wrestlers. I can't even remember which ones it was.
That's okay. Do you remember the first celebrity you interviewed?
It was Sean Gunn.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, last year. Normally my husband is the one who does the interviews. He has more of the mic skills and everything. I'm more behind the scenes. And I've always been a fan of Sean, and I just felt that if I didn't do this interview, I would just regret life afterwards. And I was so nervous about it. But he was such a good sport about it. He kind of just took over and just made it hilarious. And I mean, I can go back now and just be like, oh my God, I was such an idiot. But I can still watch it and laugh and be like, you know what? It didn't turn out as bad as what I thought it would have been.
That's cool. So, who are some of the dream people you'd like to meet? Who are some of the dream people you'd like to interview?
Oh, I have... Well, I'm meeting Jeff Goldblum at the end of the month, so that's my big one right now.
That's in Toronto, right?
Yeah. I mean, I won't get a chance to interview him, but just the fact that I'm going to be able to meet him is just...
Right.
a dream come true. A lot of the ones that I really, really just have wanted to meet, I have.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, Peter Capaldi, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, obviously, but I haven't met him, and I haven't met Christoph Eccleston yet. They are, I think, the only two doctors that I haven't met yet.
Okay. Huh. So, let's get back to this. What is your perspective? So, when people say women don't go to these things, or why do women go to these things, what do you say to that? What are your comments?
Women do go to these.
Well, no shit. Yeah. But
I mean, good point. But it's not what people really do think. Girls. I mean, I probably see, depending on the convention, I see more girls at the convention than I do guys. I think it's a lot can be with the cosplaying, and it's just the overall fun. But
well, so do you cosplay?
I don't.
Why not?
I'm not creative, and I don't have the body confidence in it. And I know that's kind of a girly thing to say because,
no, I just don't have the chest for it.
Go and they do it, and I commend all the girls' shape, sizes, and everything to go out and show off the creations that they made of these, the outfits that they make, and be proud of it, and be proud of embracing the nerdoms and the geekdoms that they have. I really do commend them on that. It's awesome.
I agree. I always people give people shit. I'm fat, so I'll talk about fat people. I can do that because I'm fat, Chad. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's true.
Damn, I thought I was just looking at you with a wide-angle lens for last 20 years.
Really, that's your joke?
I had nothing.
That's your
You
nothing.
caught me on the spot.
So
I'm sorry, Tubby.
somebody made a comment about a Wonder Woman outfit shouldn't probably be sold in 3X. Well, yeah, but if that makes you feel confident, if you're happy with that, go out and let your freak flag fly.
Did you just steal that from Here Comes the Mummies?
Is that what it's from?
Yes, yes.
I've never seen Here Come the Mummies.
You've heard them.
I've heard their song, but I don't know if I stole that from them.
Maybe not. But they have a song called Freak Flag.
Oh, yeah? I think they stole that from someone else.
Have you heard of Here Comes the Mummies?
I have not.
You need to look them up as soon as we're done.
Yeah, you do.
They are fantastic.
Oh, they're pretty good.
No, they are fantastic.
They're okay.
Fantastic.
They're
I don't know if I really trust Joe's opinion.
Yeah,
so.
don't.
Oh, but
If it ain't 38 special, it ain't worth a damn.
You know what? One of these days, hold on loosely. It's going to be in the mecca of. I've got nothing funny to say. I've got nothing.
Hold on loosely in Panama over and over again in this damn basement.
Panama is not 38 special. All right, so let's talk about meeting friends. So Jane, I gotta stop bringing up Jane.
We miss him.
We don't mean to miss him.
Yeah, he's a kind of a dick.
He's dead to us.
Yeah.
Well, my name starts with a J, so does that count?
Well, I guess maybe. I mean, you're prettier than James.
James is a beautiful man.
All right, yeah. Sorry, James is one solid hunk of meat.
No,
I know I could never replace him, so.
Yeah, you're doing all right so far.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Just sit there and say something stupid every 5 minutes. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's easy for me.
yeah.
The hashtags now.
Hashtag James says something stupid.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah, I'm blonde underneath this, so
No,
I'm.
I am too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, the carpets match the drapes. So, yeah.
No, I was just back on our comment about, I just feel like conventions are a place where people can go and be themselves and not have to worry about being judged.
But plenty of people
that's-
still judge.
And that's the problem is now that conventions are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Mainstream. You're a lot of the times you're getting the wrong crowds there, and they don't understand that that's what those are there for. Is for people to come and feel comfortable with their likes and be able to do whatever they want.
And to be drunk with body odor.
Body odor, yes. Drunk.
That's my number one complaint.
Yeah, that's something that me and Joe both share the same complaint.
Make sure you always have deodorant with you when you go to a convention.
Or just take a shower. Let's say you're broke. Water is fairly inexpensive in the United States of America. So let's just take a shower before you come in. Let's just do that. We'll get to the rest later, one step at a time. But once you leave the basement, I swear to God, certain stereotypes are true.
Yes.
Am I right? There's some funk. There's some con funk from some people, and it's nasty.
My two bad stories about con. 3 bad stories about cons.
Con!
I'm going to talk about them. The first one just happened at Comic-Con, at our Comic-Con this year. I was actually having a conversation with Haley, our producer. I'd ran into her, and we were having a
Is
nice...
this when she was hit on by the older guy?
No.
Okay.
No, we were just having a nice conversation, and a lady in a Wonder Woman outfit kept giving me the stink eye while I was talking to Haley to find out that I was in her designated spot for photo ops.
What a dick.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you get into Wonder Woman's...
I didn't know it was a designated spot. Do you remember this at all?
I didn't know it was a designated spot.
Yeah, I was like, Haley, we gotta move because the Wonder Woman just keeps giving me the stink eye.
She was only looking at Chad.
And she was only looking at me
Maybe
the whole
she's
time.
into bald dudes.
No, it was not
She
that
wanted
good.
to kill the bald
Yeah,
dude,
she wanted to kill the bald dude because I was in her spot. So she could take pictures for free.
What pictures?
I don't know.
No.
There was some guy who looked poorly in a Spider-Man outfit, which is fine again at the convention.
Here comes the judgment from Aunt Chad. Why'd you put that on this morning? You just showing off your slutty self.
But no, it's just when you go to conventions, you're there to have fun. You're there to be yourself.
Yeah, but seriously, take a shower.
Yes.
Have a shower. Shower. Wash up. put on deodorant if you can.
Have clean clothes.
Oh, gee, it's Christmas. Oh, God. Oh, I've met so many weirdos.
A little bit of the feeling accepted and everything. This is something that I did talk with some of my friends on YouTube that do a lot of horror movie reviews and stuff. One of the things that we did talk on stream before was the horror conventions. A lot of people see horror as this kind of negative thing or whatever. Like, if you like horror, you're demented because you like blood and gore and all of that stuff, and you're not really accepted in society, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I would honestly say that horror conventions are probably my absolute favorite to go to.
Even though even though I can't drag your ass to Scarefest every year.
I just can't this year. But honestly, like, horror conventions are the most laid back, the most friendliest, and the most accepting.
You think that's true over comic conventions, over Comic Con?
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, especially because comic book movies are now mainstream, so everybody goes because of the fact that Marvel.
That's true.
For example, at the Comic Con last year, there was two dudes who were, muscle bound, and obviously they're not there for the geek culture, and they were yelling at some kid who was taking his picture with Darth Vader because he was holding up the line for them to get out.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see that. I was there by myself when that happened. I'm just like, yeah, but at the horror movie conventions, you never see anything like that. Nobody ever is there with a negative attitude.
Really?
I've never had
watched
that
a fight
experience.
first year with those
So
drunks.
many
I wasn't
people
there.
who have gone there solo, and they've just been uneasy and just like, I don't know what to do. And like, my friends and I, we have just welcomed them. It's like, no, just come hang out with us. And they just, their eyes light up, they open up, and they just have the most amazing time.
Yeah.
I will say the after parties are better at horror conventions.
Yeah.
You and I were at for a few minutes at an after party that was not overly exciting back in the spring.
No.
No, not at all. The one at Scary is much better.
Yeah.
Not to judge or anything, but yeah. Well, okay, so it's more accepting. Why do you think that is? Why do you think horror fans are more accepting of others? Why do you think they're more laid back? Why do you think that they're more accepting of freaks and weirdos?
I think because, and this is like something we also touched on, like my friends and I, we said, we aren't really accepting in society in a sense. Like, we're usually the loners, we're kind of like the weirdos, the freaks, but we go to these conventions and we're not alone.
Right.
And it's that time that, majority of the year and everything, you just feel like that loner, like no one understands you. But then you have a weekend that you can just go, you can be yourself. People are accepting of you.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I wonder if there's something for your personality that makes you more accepting, which allows you to enjoy horror more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have more of an open mind.
Right.
Or you're at least able to see, because the great horror films are usually not about the boogeyman.
Right.
They're about a whole other layer.
Right.
Something underneath, right? Fears that aren't just about Freddy, but everything's underneath.
Night of the Living Dead, for example.
Right. There's tons.
It's not about zombies. It's about racism.
Right, and there's social issues that are at hand in the great horror films. So yeah. Anyway, I got off the topic a little bit on that, but I'm just curious that you understand. I have a different perspective. Chad and I and
James
and Nakatomi Plaza. Never forget.
Hope you're dancing with Aretha Franklin right now. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, my friend.
Here's to James. Nakatomi. You pour that out on my carpet. So, as I take a drink, I want to go back to... I have a different experience because...
Hope you're on that freeway of love.
Shut up. The reason being, I think, is because my two best friends are Chad and James, and I love Haley.
Says who?
Chad
I
and
am
James.
so sorry, Chad.
But they're introverts,
Very.
right? Haley, you an extrovert?
Mostly. I'm having trouble picturing Chad as an introvert.
I don't
Really?
think Haley understands the definition of introvert,
Yeah.
extrovert. I, by the way, have a hard time with shyness. Right? Nobody believes it. I can't even sell it. I've always been an extrovert. So I can talk to anyone for the most part.
I cannot.
So a lot of this I have a different experience with. Does that make sense? And especially now that I moderate quite a bit, I get it. So I don't see a lot of that negativity. I'm
Right.
always doing something else.
Right. Same here. But I mean, yeah. I mean, a comic. I don't get to see it at Scarefest that much, but I mean that's probably because I'm working with Joe on the panels. But I mean, even when I'm on the floor, it's never a negative. I never see anything negative. But at Comic Con, every year I've been to every
It's so
year.
big though. It's
Yeah,
so
and it's so
damn
big. But every year I've been to the comic conventions. There's
We've
always
been to
been
others,
one
though.
negative story.
Yeah.
But every horror movie, every horror convention I've been to, Horror Hound, Scarefest.
I saw a couple of clusters at a horror hound or two. Have you ever been to a horror hound?
I have not.
They do a good job of getting really big talent. I think of them more as autograph shows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Than an actual kind of a convention.
right.
That's not really, I don't know if that's a knock on them or anything. They do a really great job as far as getting talent, but I think they're a little bit more of an autograph show than they are an actual convention.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So, well, I forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, I have a different experience with it. So that sounds great that you're able to make friends. People tend to introduce themselves to me, or I'll just talk to them. The only negative experiences I have are from over-enthusiastic fans.
Okay. You just gonna leave it there?
Well, just people doing certain things to me or thinking that I'm somebody that they know a little bit more than they should.
What, Dom DeLuise? I hope you get that reference.
I will say, horror movie cons usually have more drunks. They have more people drinking.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that accurate?
That's probably accurate.
That is accurate.
But I think like horror conventions, it's more about like, hey, let's just go have a good time and party kind of thing.
And get
like,
Right.
And get a
comic
tattoo.
conventions and stuff, it's about getting your limited edition comic thing, whatever, signed, and like more of the memorabilia and like the collections and stuff like that. Where, like I said, the horror conventions is more about just a big old party for the weekend.
That's probably true. And getting a tattoo. Let's go get drunk and get tattoos on the floor of the con. So let's talk about some of the conventions you've got coming up. As you take a drink of water right as I ask a question.
She's
Because I'm just
preparing.
like,
So
sorry.
you were telling me about you're going to something in Toronto. Now that is in the Canada?
Canuckville.
Canuckadoo? Get some maple syrup for us.
Will do.
And stop
Yeah,
at
it's in Toronto. It's Fan Expo Canada.
Mhm.
It's just a big, I would say it's like a pop culture convention.
Yeah.
They kind of have like a little bit of everything. Just, mainstream movie actors, voice actors, YouTube celebrities. Just it's kind of like an overall like I said, pop culture.
So, who all do they have? They have Jeff Goldblum.
They have Michael J. Fox,
Damn.
Christopher Lloyd.
Wow.
They're
Wow.
kind of doing like a Back to the Future reunion.
Uh-huh.
Chris Sarandon, Carrie Elwes, Wesley, Wallace Shawn, because they're doing a Princess Bride reunion. I can't think of what her name is, but she was the Wasp in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
And
I missed
WWE wrestlers, there's a few of them that are going to be going.
I missed out on the greatest chance ever.
Evangeline Lilly.
Lily, to interview Wallace Shawn, but Cincinnati Comic Expo would not give me the job.
You needed to do that. I was
I
at
know.
the panel, and it was the worst moderated panel I have ever been to. Like, I was trying so hard just to stay awake because of how boring it was. Like, the guy who was moderating it did not allow anyone in the audience to ask him questions. He just rambled and just, like, it was horrible. That's all I can say.
Now, I've had to do that before, but that was because of star requests. It's only happened to me once that I was not allowed to have the audience answer questions. But anyway, moving right along. So you're doing that. And what's a cruise one? You're doing one on a cruise?
Which I've never
I-
heard of a convention cruise.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have
TCM does one. Turner Classic Movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They've been doing quite a few like theme cruises lately.
Uh-huh.
I think there was like a Walking Dead one. I know there's been like
I know there was an NKOTB and I missed it.
The New Kids on the Block. Oh.
first concert.
Jordan's so dreamy.
That was your first concert?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Sisters!
Mine too.
That was his first concert.
Yeah.
New-
I got to see Jordan take off his shirt and go into a big fan and get wet. Oh, it was dreamy.
Chad's
Don't judge me, Haley.
Chad's cherry got busted by New Kids on the
And that's
Block.
probably why I hate concerts to this day.
And the reason why is...
In April, I was in Chicago and I got to meet Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys.
How was that?
He was actually really nice. He saw my phone case, which is like a Ouija board, and him and I just talked about Ouija boards. He's a collector of them. Yeah. Who would have thought?
That leads me to another... So you're doing a cruise.
How do I get my career back?
So...
Yeah, so this cruise it's called the NotCon cruise. NotCon was...
Haley's just scowling. Her favorite band was 98 Degrees.
Nick Lachey forever.
Dude, the fact that you knew that.
I only knew that because of Jessica Simpson. You were saying what?
Okay, so NotCon happened last year. It was a replacement for Midwest Media Expo. Unfortunately, the convention and the hotel that it was going to be at kind of had butted heads and it ended up canceling the week of the con.
Yeah.
So some of the people who run the Midwest Media, all of a sudden in 3 days got basically a big old hotel party with some of the voice actors and stuff to kind of stick around and do this NotCon is what they called it. And this year, one of the main guys is John St. John, who's the voice of Duke Nukem.
Mm-hmm.
He decided this year he wanted to just do a cruise for all the fans and everything. Let's just go out and just have a 3-4 day just shindig, kind of just doing awesome stuff, drinking, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in February, and it's going to be going to the Bahamas, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So is it a real cruise ship or is it like, a barge?
No, they do real cruise ships.
No, it's like an actual cruise line.
Carnival does them
and
quite a
everything.
bit.
Huh, so is it Duke Nukem themed or what?
That would be amazing. No, there's like a few of the voice actors. I don't know what everything that they have in store for it, but I'm friends with John, and that man is something else.
Yeah.
He does he likes to have fun. So it's not going to be a dull weekend at all. We'll just say.
So you were talking about, you've made friends with celebrities, and that's great. You've made all these friends through conventions, which is great. You've made all these connections. It's gotten you out of your shell a little bit. You've become a little bit more, not necessarily an extrovert, but you've got to know all these people. Who's the biggest asshole you ever met who is a celebrity? It's a question I ask to every one of our guests. What'd you say?
That is a celebrity?
That is a celebrity. Now,
I was going to say you, but...
no, I knew it. I knew it. I was going to say non-celebrity. It's going to be me. But
Hands down, you do know.
that's me. She got one of the best pictures ever, and I think that's how we became friends, of Michael Rooker stabbing me with someone's sword.
Nice.
That's her. Yes.
Thank you.
Haley said thank you because he took the sword away from a cosplayer, and I was the one who was closest to him, so he decided to stab me. That accurate?
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah, we recorded that panel too, so
Yeah.
we have the footage of
That
it.
was such. Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched it. It's one of my. It's the one. I don't even want to replace the memory by watching it. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because it just went so batshit nuts throughout it that I had such a good time. Kind of like the one where we did with Skeet Ulrich and
Matthew Lillard.
and they were both drunk.
And
Matthew Lillard. Oh, they were a hoot. So Chad was running the mic.
Right.
And Matthew Lillard never did make it to the damn stage.
No.
He never made it to the stage. He just ran through the
I'm
crowd.
sure he's one of the nicest guys.
He actually was. He was very nice. He wasn't nice to Chad.
Yeah, he wasn't nice to me.
They kept arguing over who got the microphone because Chad was running the microphone.
I run
for me.
microphones, yeah, and I was like, I thought we were playing a game of who get there first, and then I realized, no, he was legitimately pissed at me.
It was fun. It was a thing. And Skeet just sat next to me.
And then Joe tried to talk to him after the thing, and he just gently
me off.
walked away and said,
And then later that night, we were at the after party, and these other ladies whom I know, who were also from Michigan, and several others were coming up and talking to me, and I thought, oh, there sure are a lot of women talking to me. Skeet Ulrich was standing next to me the whole time. I didn't even pay attention to it. They were all just trying to get next to Skeet.
yeah.
But yes, they were both fine folks. But who's the biggest asshole?
I don't want to say names,
Why?
but I'll tell you the experience.
Okay.
This is an actress,
Yeah.
and we went to her panel, and she was all like, absolutely no recording, anything like that.
Right.
My husband put our camera down and everything. She still argued with him for probably about 5 minutes or so. Ended up doing her panel. Only maybe took questions for about 20 minutes. Said, okay, well, I'm going to go back to my table now, so if you guys want any photos or autographs or whatever, I'll be there. So it just seemed like, even, because I went and got an autograph from her because I have a movie poster, and she was one of the leads. And she just seemed like she just really didn't care about being there for the fans. It was just about the money and just kind of rolling through it and everything. And ever since then, I'm just like, yeah, I will never give her any money. I will tell people don't really go meet her because it's by far the worst experience I've ever had with a celebrity.
Well, at least tell me the movie.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. Are you afraid she's going to come after you?
No, it's a respect thing.
Oh, I've never had that.
And you never will.
I never will. I've never had that.
And this is the thing, like when we have recorded panels and stuff, I recorded a panel with Dee Wallace and Caroline Williams from Texas Chainsaw.
Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah, they lovely women. I mean, they were amazing. But
yeah, Dee Wallace is nothing but.
There was a point where they did kind of badmouth. I think it was like a director or something, and I just told them, after I went and recorded it and the panel was over and stuff, I said, I really still want to put up this video. If I cut that part out, would you be okay with it? And they said, yeah. And that's just a respect that I've had for anybody.
Oh, that's
even
cool.
If just, even if it's just something like this, like I know this actress is not going to probably see the podcast.
Oh, whatever. We're huge with B-movie actresses.
Yeah,
well, maybe one day, like,
all 10 of our fans.
All 10 of our fans.
But it's something like, it's just a respect thing, regardless of, whoever it is. If you're a jerk, that's fine, but I'm still not going to say it on camera or anything to be like, so.
I don't have
I will say this, Dee Wallace is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I have no...
In terms of actors and actresses that we meet at these conventions, she's
Dee Wallace was very sweet to Chad and I.
Yeah, nothing but sweet.
Now, I've heard her go off on other people, and I have I've heard stories of her doing things to other people, but to Chad and I, she was lovely.
Yeah.
Dee Wallace and Adrienne Barbeau were absolutely lovely to us.
I never met Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, that sucks for you. Ha, ha, ha.
I went up there and took a picture with you, but I am going to see her this year because she is signing my Swamp Thing poster.
I actually found out by talking with Jeffrey Combs that he might be related to my husband.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. Well,
Yep.
I've met Jeffrey Combs, but he did not tell me he was related to your husband. He kept checking out Christy's tits. What?
nothing.
It's a true story. I have
Okay.
the pictures of him doing this. You want me to show them to you sometime?
You showed me.
Oh.
I don't even have pictures, but I caught Malcolm McDowell looking at mine, so.
There you go! That's awesome. Yeah, anyway. And on that bombshell...
So, let me ask you this, because you're such a horror movie aficionado. Is there any current horror movies that you'd recommend?
Hereditary was pretty good, if you like a slow burn.
I loved Hereditary.
I still haven't seen it.
I have no idea why people are bitching about Hereditary and the ending. It pisses me off. I think it was great. I loved it. I saw it by myself.
I really enjoyed it. It's not really horror. It's more of like a sci-fi thriller, but Upgrade. It came out this summer.
I wanted to see Upgrade, but I haven't
never-
had a chance to see it.
Really
not hear about
good.
it.
It's directed by the guy who wrote Saw, right? No, I can't remember, but I wanted to see Upgrade, and I haven't had a chance.
No, I do. It's probably one of my favorite movies this year.
Yeah,
Upgrade. Okay.
It's really violent, right?
I mean, I would have liked a little bit more violence, but
Of course you
that's just
would.
me and my horror and
You're
everything.
sick and twisted.
But I mean, the action scenes were great. It's just the overall story and everything. I've been recommending it to anybody.
Yeah. So Upgrade and Hereditary. Is that it?
I honestly haven't watched a whole lot of like recent horror movies lately. I've been kind of playing catch up on some of the older stuff. I haven't seen
Highlander.
like The Meg. I haven't seen Slender Man. I haven't seen,
I'm probably not going to see Slender Man.
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
either.
I have not heard good things about it.
I will eventually check out Meg, just simply because I need something with 2 hours of Jason Statham fighting a megalodon.
Yep.
Actually, I don't have a problem when they pitched that, and that I would have been, I'll write that. Even though it's based on a book, just let me write it.
But it's based on the book. The guy who wrote that wrote Jaws, right?
No,
Okay. my
not even
fault.
close. That's not
Sorry.
Peter Benchley.
I thought it was Peter Benchley.
Not Peter Benchley.
I was going to say Peter Benchley.
It's not Peter Benchley.
You sure it wasn't Peter Benchley?
Pretty sure it wasn't Peter Benchley.
We'll need to look this up to see if it...
What'd you say? Peter
What was his
Benchley.
name again?
Peter Benchley.
Oh, okay.
He wrote Beast, but he did not write about the giant octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was written by Peter Benchley.
So Peter Benchley didn't write Meg?
No, he wrote Jaws.
So who wrote Meg? It's probably Peter
Not Peter
Benchley.
Benchley.
It's probably Peter
Not
Benchley.
Peter Benchley. It wasn't Peter Benchley.
And our 5 viewers said, screw these guys, we're done with
Yeah, that was it. James was the glue!
Yeah.
But anyway, Peter Benchley did not write The Meg. But yeah, Jason Statham with his shirt off for 2 hours. I'm cool with that. I mean, Jason Statham punching a giant megalodon.
I think you're right on both accounts.
Oh, I'm not into bald dudes.
I'm sorry.
It's just
I'll get over it.
it's just not my thing.
And I'm over it.
Is there anything else you'd recommend that's out right now? Any shows, books? Because Chad had a really good question with that we should watch or read or play.
And I have a follow-up question.
I actually read my first Stephen King book, which is The Outsider. I know, I fail at life with certain things.
I'm, by the way, 2/3 through it.
Steve
Alton wrote, not Peter Benchley. Steve Alton wrote The Meg.
Okay, let's go back to the Stephen
So
King
it's called
thing.
Meg.
So Steve Alton wrote Jaws, Peter Benchley wrote The Meg. Got it.
Anyway, did you like The Outsider? Don't give the ending away. I'm 2/3 through.
I enjoyed it.
Okay. How is that your first damn Stephen King novel and you say you enjoy horror? Haley's over here hitting her forehead. Do you know how sensitive her forehead is? It's pretty sensitive.
Very delicate.
Bruises
I
like a
kinda
peach.
was on the not reading thing for a while because, I mean, going to school, all I read was textbooks. So the last thing I wanted to do to relax was read.
I got a master's degree. I didn't read shit that they kept telling me to
Yeah, I
read.
know me.
He was
Yeah,
there
I'm actually one of
studying.
those students who actually did work and studied and, yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Next question.
So
All right.
in going back and seeing the movies that you didn't you're catching up on, is there any one that stands out in particular, like that you've thought of, other than Highlander, of course?
That was great. That you
That
were
was
shocked
great.
how much you'd love it. Yeah.
Well, I saw Die Hard for the first time, like, last year. Okay, growing up, I did not watch action movies and stuff. Like, my parents...
Didn't you just say
did
your
not-
dad watched whole action movies?
How could you not seen Die Hard? It's
haven't
the
seen Lethal
best
Weapon
action
either.
film ever made.
Well,
What's better than Die Hard?
off the top of my head,
Yeah, nothing.
who's Harry Crumb?
Nothing. What action movie's better
No,
than Die Hard?
I actually, Die Hard.
Action film.
I'm not arguing with you. I was doing that to poke fun. RoboCop.
Oh, damn, that's a good one.
I just watched RoboCop 2 for the first time.
Right, wait. RoboCop as well, or RoboCop 2?
The sequel.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I saw RoboCop for the first time, I think, earlier this year.
Oh, God!
you live in fucking Detroit. Don't they show that shit to you in grade school?
Yeah, isn't it part of the curriculum?
What the fuck?
Right.
Can you edit that out? Fuck!
I haven't seen Beverly Hills Cop. either.
Well, okay, yeah, that's a good movie, but RoboCop? He's part man. He's part machine. But he's all fucking cop.
No, I'm doing it. So my husband is sitting right across from me working on some stuff. He hasn't seen Lion King, so he can just,
What?
yeah.
How has he not seen Lion King? It's the circle of life, bitches. What are you people doing?
I'm speechless.
I seriously can't believe she grew up in
No, I
Detroit
always
and
throw
never saw
that. Whenever people
RoboCop.
are like, you haven't seen this? I'm like, yeah, well, he hasn't seen Lion King, so.
Well, I've seen both of those, so
Oh,
I'm
really?
well-rounded. There's a
So
fat
Die Hard. Watch Die Hard.
I have seen it.
Skip Die Hard 2.
No.
Watch Die Hard with a Vengeance. Shut your horse mouth.
No.
Great. I've seen the first 3 Die Hards.
You saw? Okay, well then stop.
Yeah, stop.
No, don't watch any
Don't
more.
go any further.
No.
Completionist, so I'm probably gonna end up watching them.
No.
All you're
They
gonna
didn't
do-
make anything after RoboCop 2 either. Because actually,
No.
I have a special place in my heart. I still enjoy watching
I still
RoboCop 2.
want
Problem is, it's like 3 movies in one.
Yeah.
RoboCop 2 has 3 different freaking plots.
Man, you were on an F train
I
today.
can't believe she never saw RoboCop or Die Hard, but specifically
I think
RoboCop.
the works in people.
That
I'm
would be
sorry.
like me watching I've Never Seen Next of Kin.
How can you eat? What is that?
It was just, part of it was shot where I grew up.
I understand that, but
It would be like me saying I never saw that other Steven Seagal
On Deadly
shitty-
Ground, you
no,
dumbass.
that's in Alaska.
ow, my eye.
That's not the right one. You're the dumbass.
I know. Well, what is that one?
Fire Down Below.
Oh,
It was shot in my home, next to my hometown in eastern Kentucky. It's a Steven Seagal. It's terrible.
why
Don't
didn't we
watch it.
start yelling? We started yelling.
Because I'm still mystified. Oh, we're not mean. We love you. We're sorry. I'm just. That would be like being from Pittsburgh and never have seen Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, so here's the next movies you need to get caught up on. You ready?
All right.
Garbage Pail Kids,
Oh, Jesus.
I've already seen it.
Ghoulies 2,
Okay, Ghoulies 2, I'll give you.
Ghoulies
Okay,
2.
I haven't seen that yet.
Not Ghoulies 1.
No,
not
just
Ghoulies 3. Just
no,
Ghoulies
2 with Royal Dano.
And we're gonna say Munchies.
No,
Munchies.
Ghoulies 2 really out of that list. Put some Full Moon Pictures in there and some Charlie Band movies and Ghoulies 2 and then end it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other, have you seen Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to Star Wars celebrations in Chicago next
This is a story
I
that
can't go. It's the closest to me ever, but it's really, you know what? It's cheap to go. It's expensive to stay in Chicago.
I have friends that live there, so we're staying with them.
And I have a 1-year-old, and I couldn't figure out how to go and leave him and the mother here.
just put them on the train and let them go around for a while.
They both want to go to Celebration.
Yeah. No, to make you feel better, because we've been ripping on you. I've told this story a couple of times on our podcast, but for me, when I was a kid, Star Wars, the only one that I knew existed was Return of the Jedi. I didn't know that there was a New Hope and an Empire Strikes Back till I was a teenager.
You know what? I was kind of in the same boat. Because, I remember as a kid watching, seeing parts of it on TV.
Yeah.
And I would get so confused because I'm like, wait, I remember when it had, this scene in it, but I'm not seeing any of this part in it. And I didn't realize there was, 3 movies. Don't judge
I'm
me.
glad you two can hook up and be friends because I can't be friends with either of you anymore.
Well, you didn't know Evil Dead. He didn't know about Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. All he knew was Army of Darkness.
That's not true. I
That
looked
is
them up
true.
after I saw Army of Darkness.
Yeah, no.
I'd never seen them. Well, no, most of the people my age are
I
that
thought you
way.
almost called me a mofo.
No, I just-
Haley thought so too.
I would have just called you a motherfucker.
Language?
Yeah, jeez.
English.
PG right out the window.
right?
RoboCop. There's an Ed 209 over here on my shelf.
You know, you're just gonna get so many complaints with me being on here that you know, I just rile you guys up that I'm never gonna be asked to come back on.
No, we want
this
you
isn't
back.
down. Now, anybody
You've been a Jim.
Anybody that gets us arguing actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
In fact, I kind of wish you told us that 10 minutes into it. We would have been more entertaining. As we went through, as we was
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Have you seen?
I'll think of some good heated stuff for
Hold
the
on.
next time.
This is what happens when I let Joe do all the talking.
Have you seen? So you're a Jeffrey Combs fan. Have you seen The Frighteners? Do you like that?
I love that movie.
Oh, it's one of my
Alright,
favorites.
that's all right. I'm looking around the room.
For some reason he's looking at all of his posters just to see.
Have you
Have you
seen?
seen Would You Rather?
Yeah, I liked Would You Rather quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
The dinner. Did you see it?
I have
The dinner
not- I have
party. It's
not
actually
watched it.
not bad. It's a low budget horror film. It's kind of a horror film.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's really good. It's not bad at all. It's got John Hurt. I don't know if it's John Hurt's last movie, but it's one of his last few. Yeah, and it has the Penguin.
In it as well.
Who?
Robin Lord Taylor.
Yeah, the
That's what you
Penguin.
just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. Who was the nicest guy when I met him at Comic-Con?
He is absolutely a sweetheart, and he's actually gonna be one of the ones that is at Fan Expo, and I'm gonna have him sign my Would You Rather Blu-ray because I forgot to bring it in Chicago.
Oh yeah. He's a really nice guy.
Now, once you get a Blu-ray signed, do you watch it again?
I do.
Okay. Or do you just go buy another copy?
I have a story when I met Malcolm McDowell for like the third time. I had him sign my Caligula Blu-ray. And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, Caligula is such a great movie. I'm sure you and
James.
your husband had fun afterward."
Oh, did he
Yeah.
say that to you? And then he checked out your boobs. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
a
pretty
really
good.
good story. You know what happened when I met Malcolm McDowell? He took a phone call from his kid and kind of blew me off. And then he hung up the phone and James was next and he talked to James about having kids. And how big of a pain in the ass kids are.
But that's just because I have boobs. I don't know.
Yeah, it helps.
And so does James.
And so do I, but mine aren't the kind. People don't want them with fur on them.
Wow.
Well, most people don't. Some people do. I have a lot of cubs looking for their bears. I'm just going to admit it right now. A lot of cubs looking for their bear. All right. I guess we need to start to wrap it up. But what? Do you like Monty Python?
I do.
Okay. Have you seen Creepshow?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do this one just on the off chance that you say no and he will jump out of this chair. Have you seen Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Ah, damn it!
The funny story, like, I actually had never seen Raiders of the Lost Ark until, like, last year.
There he goes.
I was in Chicago with my friend, and they just had, like, this big whole, like, what the crap, how have you not seen this? So we ended up that night.
Had you seen the rest of
I
them?
get so much crap for not seeing that one.
Had you seen the rest of them?
I have. The only one I haven't seen is the Crystal Skull
Oh,
one.
don't worry
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
No.
Yeah,
How did you never see Raiders of the Lost Ark till last year?
'cause I
You've
don't
seen a
know,
lot the last year.
Well, I grew up watching Last Crusade. So that was just like...
That was my first one too. So.
That came out the summer my parents split up.
Now, why are you going to make things awkward?
Because it was funny to me in my head.
No, I was gonna say, and it was the happiest year of their lives.
They can't be sure that it wasn't my fault that they split up. They're not saying it was. They just can't rule it out.
No, they're
completely.
saying it was, just not when you're in the room.
Oh, well, you're the only one that talks to my mother.
I can't. It's not
pillow
really.
talk.
I was gonna say it's not really talking.
It's more like, oh. Did we take it to another level?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen John Carpenter movies?
This is going to be another hour of just going. Hey, have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
We're trying to wrap up.
Oh my God! Have you ever seen The Terminator?
You could just see my movie collection and be like, okay, these are whatever.
I just feel like I need to educate you.
Culture me.
Oh, one other movie you need to add to your list. DC Cab.
No,
You're welcome.
you do not need to see DC Cab.
See DC Cab.
No.
DC
I
Cab
don't
forever.
trust you, Joe.
Ah! DC Crab is DC
Crabs.
That's a whole nother movie.
I had the DC Crabs once. Oddly enough, I got them in Philadelphia.
And he says once. He got them once, still has them.
For that
And on
next
that
time.
note,
And on that note, thank you so much, Jen. Are you going to be at Comic-Con this year?
Possibly.
If you don't, what do you mean possibly? You take the best pictures of me. This is really all about me.
That's the reason why you want me there.
It's not. I enjoy hanging out with you. I enjoy talking to you. I'd love
his
to see
narcissism
you.
knows no bound.
And you take the best pictures of me.
I do want to kind of add something.
Yes,
in
please, go ahead.
the site and everything. Next month, I am going to be a part of a charity streaming event.
Okay.
It is the Real Life Project, and what that is it's going to raise money for suicide awareness, and that'll be, when is it, babe? September 21st through 23rd.
Okay. So can they go to your website to find out more about that?
You can go to therelifeproject.com to find out more information.
Relifeproject.com. Okay. Can we do something for the promo for that?
Probably.
Yeah.
And we'll tag it on Facebook.
And we'll
when we
tag it
post.
on Facebook when we post it up for you. Deal?
Yeah, no problem.
And
I'll give
still
you
think I'm a
information
dick?
for that stuff
Yes.
you want.
What did you say?
I can get you any information for that, the website and the dates and everything again.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, thank you so much.
And your website again is
levelzeromedia.com. And you can also find us on YouTube under Level Zero Media.
Level Zero Media. So, our listeners and our watchers need to go to YouTube and your website, and then on YouTube they can subscribe to your channel.
Yes.
All right, they need to go subscribe to their channel. Now, you do that right after you subscribe to what?
Bonehead Weekly
Bonehead
on
Weekly.
YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
And rate the fuck out of us.
And leave amazing comments about how awesome we are. I got nothing. That's just a lie.
I was kind of disappointed on the car episode where you didn't even bring up Christine. I'm like,
Well, no, because okay. So we've already talked about Christine,
I don't care. You still talk about it.
and we were just with Joe and with Reed in particular. I was going for the cars that a lot of people don't talk about.
That's the reason why, and we got a couple of comments too that we didn't talk about Smokey and the Bandit. We mentioned Smokey and the Bandit, but we explicitly said we were not going to discuss it at length because it's one of our favorite movies and it's a great car picture. It may be the best car picture, but everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
What?
I haven't seen it.
I hope our listeners.
I'm not coming back on the show now.
No, you are. You are.
You're coming back
You're
just
coming
so
back.
we could do an hour and a half of Have You Seen It? We're going to get the whiteboard down here and just have a mark mark through it.
We're gonna give you a list of movies.
Did you say a hug?
No.
You said we're going to give you a list of movies. It sounded like hug.
I think you're hearing things.
I've seen your hug, sir.
I heard hug.
Oh, well, we're gonna give you a list of movies, and then we're gonna talk about those movies.
I think so.
I'm back in school. Like, I'm like having to study for
By
this.
the way, have you seen Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield?
Yes, I have.
All right, it's about damn
you're
time.
good.
I can't believe she hasn't seen Smokey the Bandit and RoboCop. I'm never going to let it go.
Oh, thank you very much. But
How did you not see Smokey and the Bandit growing up when it played on TBS every 32 minutes?
because I avoided that channel because I didn't want to watch it. I don't know. Maybe I was too busy watching Ninja Turtles. I don't.
You did good. You did good.
Thank you.
She did not do that good.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
We're going to wrap it up. Just like I refused to do, we're going to wrap this up.
Monster Squad.
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
Night of the Creeps?
Yes.
The Thing.
Yes.
All right.
Which one, actually?
There's only one.
No, hey, no. We'll talk about Thing from the Other World, Howard Hawks's.
There's only one with the guy from Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's only one.
Dude, that's a classic.
Yeah, The Thing is a classic, written by Peter Benchley.
And on that show, we were out of here. Thank you so much, Jen, because you've been a wonderful
You
guest.
have. Thank
We
you.
actually, we didn't know we were going to go this long. You know, we've almost did an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
I know, right? I haven't went an hour and 10 minutes ever.
I could talk forever on movies. So.
Oh, the ones you haven't seen? Like
Exactly.
Smokey and the Bandit?
I'll talk about all the ones I have seen.
All right. Thank you so much, Jen. And on that, don't forget to go to
Zeromedia.net.
zeromedia.net, right?
And
Yeah, sure. Levelzeromedia.com.
oh shoot, shit, oh crap.
Shoot the shit of levelzeromedia.net. So sorry.
You're not coming back now,
We're
are
not
you?
coming back. Thank you so much. Let's wrap it
Oh.
up. Bye, Bonehead followers.
Let's brace ourselves.
I don't know what you're going to ask.
Blazing Saddles.
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, Young Frankenstein?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well.